Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we talk all things product, projects, and making teamwork actually work. Today, we're diving into a problem that every product or project manager has probably faced at some point: a lack of clear ownership or decision rights. You know that situation where two people both think that they're in charge, or no one really knows who's making the call. Let's talk about why it happens, why it's such a pain, and how you can fix it. I'm Susanne, and I've launched many products and projects, often brought in to turn around troubled initiatives. I help PMs manage their stakeholders. Picture this: you're a product manager working on a new feature launch. You've got the product marketing manager handling go to market. The engineering manager is juggling priorities. Then suddenly, decisions comes up. Who's deciding the launch timeline? Who approves the messaging? Who prioritizes bug fixes before release? And you realize everyone has different answers. This kind of role overlap happens all the time. PM versus product marketing, PM versus engineering manager, or even project manager versus product manager. And when ownership isn't clear, it leads to delays, duplicate work, and frustration. You spend more time figuring out who decides what than actually making progress. So, why is this so tricky? Well, modern teams are cross functional. Everyone touches the product in some way: design, engineering, marketing, operations. That's great for collaboration, but without clear boundaries, responsibilities start to blur. And to make things worse, titles don't always define ownership. Just because someone is a manager doesn't mean that they're the decision maker for every part of the project. The result: decision paralysis, rework, frustrated Slack threads, endless meetings. Sound familiar? Okay, so how do we fix this? Let's talk about two powerful ways to bring clarity back. One is define a RACI chart early and then revisit and clarify roles as things change. I will also mention some alternatives to a RACI chart and when they can be used. RACI, or Reiki as some like to pronounce it, stands for responsible, the person actually doing the work; accountable, the final decision maker, the one who owns the outcome; consulted, people who give input; and informed, people who need to know what's happening. When you map this out early in a project, suddenly everyone knows their lane. For example, in a feature launch, the product manager might be accountable for defining scope. The engineering manager is responsible for delivery. The product marketing manager is consulted on launch timing. And leadership? Informed. Simple, right? But this one sheet of clarity can save weeks of confusion later. A tip here is to keep it lightweight. It's not about bureaucracy, it's about visibility. The second important thing is to revisit ownership whenever the team or initiative changes. Let's say a new product line starts or someone new joins the leadership team. Those original boundaries you set, they might not fit anymore. So make it a habit at the start of every major change. Ask, do we all still agree on who owns what? Even a 15-minute sync can prevent massive confusion down the line. And if you're the one spotting unclear ownership, be the person who brings it up. You don't need authority to bring clarity, just curiosity and good communication. Here are some alternatives to RACI. The first one is pronounced the same and adds a support role for those who assist the responsible person with the task. That's what the S stands for. DAISY uses driver, approver, contributors, informed to simplify roles, which can be particularly useful for strategic decisions. Cairo includes omitted or out of the loop to explicitly state who is not involved, helping to manage scope creep. And finally, rapid is a decision making model with roles recommend, agree, perform, input, decide. So, when should you pick which matrix? Use RACI when you want to clearly define who's doing what on a project or deliverable. It's perfect for execution level work like launching a feature, delivering a campaign, or managing a sprint. Use RACI with an S when tasks require hands on support from multiple people or teams, but only one person owns the result. This often applies in large cross-functional projects, for example, a complex product launch involving engineering, legal, and marketing. Use DAISY for strategic or high impact decisions such as product strategy, pricing, roadmap prioritization, or cross-functional initiatives. It's common in product management because it emphasizes the decision making process, not just task execution. Use Cairo in large programs or multi department projects where there is a risk of scope creep or too many stakeholders. By identifying who is omitted, deliberately not involved, you protect focus and prevent side channel decision. Use rapid for high stakes cross functional decisions that need to move quickly, like price changes, vendor selection, or prioritizing product investments. It's particularly valuable in leadership teams or product councils that need structure but agile decision making. So, to recap, if your team struggles with overlapping roles or fussy decision rights, don't ignore it. Define a RACI early, make roles and decisions explicit, and revisit it often, especially during changes. Clear ownership doesn't just speed things up, it builds trust, accountability, and smoother teamwork. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with your fellow PMs and project leads. And let me know in the comments what's the messiest ownership challenge you've ever faced on a project. Thanks for watching, and remember, clarity beats chaos every time.